Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Statman AJT here. My main man, my dog, Hollywood Mike. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, ain't nothing, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good to go. You finally got your old man stuff set up. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
yeah, man. What's going on?
Um, Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, what's going on, man? Hope everything is well. You know, this has been a while since we did a lunchtime live, or me anyway.
Right,
Um,
right.
so yeah, now everything is all good, man. Is I know is Stretch coming on for a little bit, or he
He might be. He might be.
okay. I know he
He
said
might
okay.
be. So
No worries.
um thank everybody for tuning in. This is the Brotherhood Hoop League draft review. We got some more information coming that I'll put in the captain's chat for everybody. Um we're still looking for sponsors. So if you're watching this and you would like to be in business with us, or you know someone who would like to, please reach out to myself, Mike, Damo, Stretch, our counsel, D Knight, John, Katie. Let us know. We'll talk to you. We'd love to do business with you. Mike, go ahead. Any shout outs?
Shout out to you guys, man. You know, all the Brotherhood Hoop League members, my kids, my lady, just the usual y'all guys. You know what I mean? Shout out to God, man.
Yeah.
Each day I'm above ground. You know what I mean? So, but that's about it, man.
For me, y'all know God, Bree, my mom. My mom has always been great, but like we've had some great conversations. Her, um, wow, y'all, Brotherhood Hoop League, Neptunes. Peace and love to everybody, man. You ready to get started? I got the rosters right here.
Yeah, let's get it started because
You
I
ready to
got
get
a
it
lot
started?
I got a lot to say.
I bet you do. Which
Oh
team
yeah.
you want? Which team you want to start with?
Let's
You want to
start
go? You
with
want to go in the draft order?
yeah, we could do that.
We go in
We
the
could do that.
draft order.
We could drive for it. That's a good idea. Yeah.
All right. So, with that being said, since we're going in the draft order, that means we start with the now newly named Dream Team. Um, that is coached by Meach, and the captain is our very own friend of the show, Mr. Tay Ashby. What would you like to start?
Well, I just need to hit. I need to hit a
You need to
roster.
hear the rosters. All
I
right.
want to hit a roster. Yeah.
So their roster is as follows. It's Tay Ashby, Curtis Coombs, Fred Whitaker, Jordan Boone, Chris Calvin, Kevin Barnes, Will Askew, Sawar Kennedy, that's Mook, Chris Hinman, and Taj Eason. What are
I
your
like.
thoughts on this roster?
Uh, I love the roster. Um, the roster's put together. Tay took his time making that roster. You said we'll ask you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I just love that addition. Um, Great addition. Will definitely is battle tested out there. He's one of the like nicer, better guards in the league.
Okay.
Um,
He
my
can
my
play.
my my, my
I said he can play.
yeah, my concern is Houston. You know,
Is who?
Houston. And I'm gonna tell you why. Houston makes
Oh,
sure.
I
No, and I'm gonna be listen because let's be honest. Let's be honest. I think Bloodline prior to the trip had momentum. Prior to the trip, they did. They were talked about, and they were supposed to clash with. They were supposed to have that game with Flick and Bloodlines, but Tay and them took a hiatus.
yeah.
And again, I mean, people need to have the balance. But I think the Houston trip, if it were me and you playing for something, you don't take that trip. But again, I guess it was pre-planned. Um, Tay got to manage his emotions. He's the captain of the team.
Yeah.
He got to manage his emotions because I think, this is just me. I just think, pound for pound, I think Tay is one of the better players in the gym. When he's focused, you know what I'm saying? I think he's one of the better guys in the gym. He can shoot. He's 6'5", 6'6". But it's for me, for that team, You know, are they gonna let Will run the show? You know, are they gonna let Will run the show? And that's my thing. Kevin can actually play as well. Mr. Barnes himself, he could play. You know, they got a great team. The letter grade, if we're doing to 100, 94.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
94. I think
Okay.
that team is put together really, really well.
Okay.
I like the team. I really do. I
Okay.
really do. I really do. I
Um.
just tame his emotions, and then Meech is the other. Meech is the other one. I'm sorry, Seth. You go. Meech is the other wild card in this because he's the coach. Interesting to see, what he does, what style they come up with. Meech is a guy, kind of a guy. He wants the ball to go inside out. Just from playing with him, just from talking to him, inside out. It's going to be interesting to see his philosophy and stuff like that. I know him and Taylor, they're great friends, so it's going to be interesting. Meech is probably going to be probably going to be the X factor, and then he's the coach. You know what I mean? So, but I'll leave it to you to give your analysis, sir.
Um. I'll touch on last season a little bit. I do think the Houston trip kind of derailed them. Like they was riding high last year. I think they missed like 4 players that game.
Yeah.
Um, they made a trade to remove Trail for this is now this season. To remove one of their better players, Trail Jones, for Jordan Boone. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work for them. I love the draft though. What my concern is, and it does all come back to Tate, he has to be able to control his emotions, right? But from an on-court standpoint, how do they generate more offense? Because last year their defense was really good. The defense was really good, led by Kurt. Trail, Chaz did well on that end for them last year. Like, their defense was good, coached by AB. Like, they were one of the better defensive teams in the league. But with the offensive firepower, because Mike, we play with these guys, right? We expected them to be better offensively, and they weren't. So with the addition of Will, Kevin Barnes specifically, how's that going to work? They
Well,
got to
you
get better. They got to get better offensively. They
well,
got to get better offensively if they want to compete. Their first pick, Chris Calvin, he was coveted at the draft. He was coveted. Big dude, think he about 6'5", 6'5", had the 4 week and jump. So like that's a good pick for them. They got Mook for the size. I don't really know much about Chris Hemming, but Taj, we know Taj. Excellent defensive player, can guard multiple positions, can score inside. So
they got some height now because the
yeah,
lack of rebounding they
yeah.
had, and then Kurt, my guy, I think Kurt was great defensively for them last year. I think the rebounding last year was a concern, and I think with some of the size that they got now, I think that's going to shore up some of the rebounding stuff, in my opinion. Yeah, I think I'll give him a notch up. I know I said 94. I'm gonna give him a 95. I'm gonna give him a 94. I mean
95.
95. Yeah, because I think
The Chris Calvin, I like his game a
yeah,
lot. He's
yeah,
really going to help them.
yeah. So I give him a letter grade. I give him a 95. I really love their team. But like I said, it's all gonna be about the emotions, man. It's all gonna be about can Tay handle his emotions because they're gonna need Tay, down the stretch. So we'll see.
All right, we good on Dream Team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're not doing predictions. We'll do that later. But the draft was really good. Chris Calvin, Kevin Barnes, Will Askew, Taj. All of those guys are going to help. But I think those 4 specifically, I think that puts them a notch above. Now, next we go to the Villains United, coached by Rat. So their draft And I'll name their whole team. Jason Dietrich, obviously the MVP. Jermaine Dietrich returning from injury. Brandon Jackson, Terry Truesdale. And then their draft picks were Leo Bryant, Jamar Belches, Ivan Davis, Julius Carlton, Conrad Llewellyn, and Sadell Mullen. You want to give your thoughts first, or I didn't give them a draft grade.
You didn't.
You gave them a 95, so that's an A.
Yeah.
I'll probably give him an A. I like that, especially getting Kevin. I think Kevin was a first round talent, but they got him with the first pick of the second round. I'll probably give him an A. They got value with Taj too. They got really good value.
Yeah. I mean, defensively, they
got real good value with him, and I think he was their what? He was their last pick. Yeah, that's incredible value there. So I an A for me. My bad, Meech. So back to them. I named their roster. What do you think about the draft?
We're talking about villains. So Dietrich is just like the Joker, like the ace, right? So any team you fill him in, and if you would talk about the draft specifically, I wouldn't grade him as high as Bloodline, but I want to say this, and I think this is a sentiment that I think that even on draft night was, because I observed the room and I look at the room. When Leo got drafted, it was more so of like, okay, Leo's number 2. How can Leo did number 2? And I think I give credit to Rat for not going with talent, but going with fit and need. So salute to him for that, because again, Leo is talented. But if you ask the people in the room, people may say Leo went too high. Not me, because I think Leo helped the Kings last year. He's a great point guard, and he's fearless. So for that grade, I give that an A. Right now, I don't know too much about Jamar.
I'll give mine.
So just based on that, that grade and the need, and I think too, we got to give Rat credit. It's a bold move, right? Because again, you're getting Leo at number 2. Leo could have been available late next round, right? But he went with what he wanted to kind of spell Truesdale. Again, I don't know who's going to be the point guard, but I think that Rat needs credit for that, and I don't think people give him credit for that. So that, for me, based on the things I've heard about Jamar and the other guys, I'm gonna give them a 93, because look, when you get Calvin and you get Barnes, it's just like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So I love the Leo pick, because I love Leo's game, by the way, and I think he helped the Kings. I'm gonna give them a 93 just based on, because I love Leo. I don't know the other guys too well, and maybe you could speak to that.
Yeah.
But I think I love the move that Rat made. I just love it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give it a 93. But I think during this season, as the season plays out and they play more games, I may be wrong about that, and it may be higher.
So I like their draft. The Leo pick did surprise me, not because he couldn't play, because we know he can play. Leo can play.
Right.
I expected him to go, like you said, the room was surprised. I expected him to go lower and get, have a value pick, because I didn't know a lot of people knew who Leo was. Mm-hmm. So I thought that he would have been later in the draft. Mm-hmm. But he definitely helps them. He helps them, and I'm gonna get.
He does tremendously.
He definitely helps them, and I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes. Jamar can go. Jamar can go.
Heard a lot of great things about him.
He was at the combine killing. He does a little bit of everything. Very good athlete. He put the ball on the floor. He can shoot a little bit. He gets after it out there. I really like it. He was killing. I talked to him a little bit. That's a really, really good move for them. Ivan Davis, he did his thing at the combine too. Energy guy, energy big guy. He can go a little bit. Julius got some size. He's 6'6". He can finish around a little bit. So, Conrad can, Conrad. I played against Conrad a long time ago. He get to the cup, put the ball on the floor, brings good energy to them. And Bell is a goal guy for them. He puts the ball on the floor.
Real quick about Conrad. I've been on Conrad 20 plus years, right? But my thing with Conrad, as he has evolved, we've gotten later in the years. Conrad just needs to be definitive. He needs to decide whether or not he wants to attack the basket, use his size, or do you want to be a guard? Because if you want to be a guard, you want to do all these tricks, man. You can go to New York, and that's just the real deal. You can go to New York and play for Rucker, the Globetrotters. Conrad needs to understand, like, hey, I need to be definitive, and that's what they need. If he's definitive, and he uses his size, they're gonna be okay. That's my only thing with Conrad. I love him, but that's my only thing with Conrad. He got to be definitive.
But that goes, because I played against him a long time ago at West Hampton, like when we were much younger.
Yes,
and he used to come in there and cook, and he still kind of plays the same way. He's just older now. Right. My thing with them, I like the talent that they acquired. I question the fit. The team, because Jason Dietrich was the best player in the league last year.
Yeah.
And he won the MVP. And you have more guys who can threaten the basket, which is good because they needed that last year. But how much is too much? Conrad likes to dribble. Leo needs the ball. I mean, he's a point guard. He don't need it because he can shoot, but he's a point guard, so the ball's going to be in his hands. You still got Brandon, who can put the ball on the floor and is a knockdown shooter. And you got Sedell, right? So it's like, how is Rat going to get these guys together to fit? That's my concern. From a talent standpoint, I love the infusion of talent. I also wonder, do you play Leo and Terry together, or do you split them? Because they're kind of similar if you really think about it. I don't know. You start Leo, you start Terry, start them together. I don't know. But
I mean, that's a question that we should, I think, before the season ask Rat, because I think, like, that's a you pose an interesting question, right? And he probably won't give too much intel into about what he's going to do. But
he definitely not going.
Right. I mean, but again, what's the thinking in drafting Leo when you have a point guard? And we can only guess why that is.
That's the part that I want. And Jamar's good enough to carry their offense for periods of time.
Too,
See what I'm saying? So
I give him a 93, as I stated.
I'm with you. They get an A- for me. The talent, I love the talent upgrade because they needed it. It's just the fit that I worry about. If they can get some of those guys to screen and cut off the ball and play off the ball, now we got something with them, right? Now we could do something. But A-, that talent upgrade, you can't deny that. Like I said, I think Jamar is good enough, and I'm gonna just put it out. I hope I'm not putting too much pressure on him. I think Jamar is good enough to potentially be a first team all brotherhood type of guy.
There you go. I mean,
I believe it. So if they get it all together, now remember though, Mike, before we move on, Jason Dietrich's the MVP. The offense needs to go through him. They need to fit around him.
Right.
Not saying that he don't need to work to to make it easier on his teammates, but because that's what basketball is. Everybody got to work together. But that's Jason Dietrich's team. Right. He needs to get the most shot attempts, and the offense needs to run through him. So, I like A- because the talent upgrade is undeniable. Like I said, they got. I'm really a huge fan of Jamar. I really, really am, and I think again that's a first team all brotherhood type of talent right there. So they get all of that together, they could go places. Any more thoughts before we move on?
No, go right ahead.
All right. My former team, as I'm not playing this year, if nobody knew I'm not playing this year, my former team, the Bad News Bullies, new coach AB Alvin Banks, our guy, friend of the show.
Love AB. Yep.
Me too. My former AAU teammate back in the day. Here's their roster, Mike. Damian Hill, that's Reese, Kennard, Ryan, and Batman.
Okay.
Then they drafted Darius Conley, but he had to go. So they got Brashard Turner, another guy who I absolutely love. Juwan Lawrence, H-Town, Henry Brown, Aaron Evans, Romello Brown, and Lamar Mack McLean. What are your thoughts?
Hey, listen, man. I love Ryan. Like
Me too.
Ryan, to me, he's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
I just think I love some of the guys I love the guys that are there, right? I think keeping Batman, Ryan, you got Reese, and who was the other one that they kept? Kennard, right? So defensively, you're there. You got the shooting with Batman. Their draft was a little underwhelming, in my opinion. I do love Henry, former Team Sky. He's gonna add some scoring. But my question is that I don't know if the parts actually really fit. How much time are you going to give Henry? Henry likes to hold the ball, and again, he doesn't. The ball sticks with him, and it's not always a bad thing that it sticks. With him. But what's going to be their end game philosophy, right? How are you going to get Batman open? Who's going to be their point guard? Because again, you would say it'd be Reese. I say maybe you want to put Ryan at point guard. That's just me. But again,
that's what we did last year.
Right. So I would say put Ryan at. I just love Ryan's game. So I would put them. You got to get Batman some shots. The draft. Melo played last year. I think Melo this year Melo should be on the revenge tour. He should be on the revenge tour because last year he didn't sell no tickets. Last year. So again, it's draft analysis. Last year nobody came to the concert. This year for Melo got to do his thing. So letter grade. I like the Bullies. I like that core that came back, right? You didn't come back, of course. If you would have came back, but you didn't come back. I like the core that did come back, though. Letter grade, don't want to be harsh because they say, Hollywood, you so harsh. You're talking, but no, this is draft analysis. I'm going to give him a real deal. I give him out of 84. Because I like the core. I haven't fallen in love with the draft selections in terms of who they got. So go through them again one more time.
Just the draft selections.
We only drafted them the draft selections, not the team.
Right.
It's the draft selections.
Turner, Juwan Lawrence, Henry Brown, Aaron Evans, Romello Brown, and Lamar Mack McLean.
Then you got Aaron. Love Aaron. But again, and to me, that was a pick because of friendship. So again, nothing wrong with it because you want chemistry, right? Nothing wrong with that. But again, who's your point guard? Because Ron's your best point guard. Ron's your best point guard. Batman and Reese play the same position. Who's better? Batman can shoot the cup off the ball. I love Reese. Reese can get to the cup. Draft, I'm giving about 84 stats. I'm sorry.
When we talked in the zone, I told Reese I didn't understand some of the picks. He explained it to me, and that made a bit more sense. One of the things that I look at they draft. Now remember they got Brashard Turner, who I think is a guy, not just a guy. He's a guy, great athlete. He can. He's really gonna help them.
I don't know. I don't know him. I've probably seen him play, but I only by face. But here's the thing: I'm going off what, and again, I'll lean on you because you know most of the guys that I probably don't know, and vice versa. I'm going with the guy they have selected.
So Brashard Turner replaced Darius Conley. So
Darius. He did replace Darius.
So he's really gonna help him as a Swiss Army knife type, and they need a guy like that. And he's a tremendous athlete.
Right.
He can go. He can shoot a little bit, put the ball on the floor, like he can go. So he's really going to help them. I would probably start him. Again, I'm not affiliated with the Bullies anymore because my knees are shot. I can't play, at least right now. But he would start for me. I like his game a lot. The Henry stuff is interesting. We both play with Henry. We like Henry. The ball does stick. The ball sticks. Like the ball got to move. And if it, quicker decisions have to be made. The dribble handoff stuff is great, but he can play and he can score. Like he's gonna give them much needed offense, Mike. I don't know much about Juwan Lawrence or Aaron. So I can't really comment on them too much.
Aaron's a point guard. And that's going to be the dilemma. Where do you put Aaron? I don't think Aaron and Ryan can play together. I think when Ryan's on the court, Ryan needs to be the de facto point guard.
Is Aaron a shooter?
He can shoot it a wide open shot. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think Aaron's great on defense. But I just think that as far as point guard, I don't think that's Aaron's specialty, being a point guard. Aaron's a player, if that makes sense. He's a player.
No, I get it.
He's a player, right? So and you can plug him in, but I just think that, if you have to put him at point guard, and he talks well, he communicates. I just think that, I think point guard for me is a concern for that team. And if you're not going to put Ryan there, if you're going to put Ryan there, great. But Ryan probably need to play, elsewhere too as well. I just think they have a lot of holes. That's just me.
I think size is one of them. Henry is your biggest player. Henry and Matt. Matt can play. Right. He likes to have the ball in his hands a little bit, so like a mobile big man kind of.
Right.
And I need to see more from Melo. I don't know how much of that was.
I love Melo, but I love Melo, but when we got to give real analysis, Melo, it was a little on the woman last year, but again, that could have been chemistry first year.
I was going to say that could have been the team. That could have been that.
So this year, revenge tour.
Yeah.
Revenge tour.
Hopefully he can, he can snap back. Because they need him.
They need him.
They need him. As far as the draft grade, we're kind of aligned today, actually. Okay. I give them, an 84, I think, because although Brashard Turner wasn't drafted by them, he's acquired by them because of the draft pick who didn't sign and decide to play. Yeah, I really think that is going to, he's going to help them a lot. I am telling you, he is really, 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 so my draft grade is going to go up, but I say a B.
Okay. But what's the number though? I mean, what's the number? You got to get a number. Mine's 84.
86.
Okay, we would say, yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go.
86.
Okay.
X2G, new team. Captained by Julian Sumter. This is his team. So I got to list their whole team, Mike, because they're new. So Julian Sumter, Trevor Brown, Cam Perry, Super Trey Presley, Lex Alexander, Justice Fauntleroy, Vincent Collins, Nehemiah Fields, Kendall King, and Johnny Thompson, aka Petey. We gave you A's, Tay. We gave y'all A's.
Right. So with that team, Cam, Super, Team Sky, love it. Super's gonna be he's athletic, full of energy. Cam, I love Cam. Cam got to control the emotions, but he can hoop. He's a dog. I know you hear that way. He's a dog, but again, he's vocal out there. He's a decent enough shooter. He can get to the cup. He's fearless, and that's what you want in a point guard. So, you got Petey. My concern is with this particular team, and I love Julian. I've seen Julian play, multiple times. So, my concern with the team, I don't know a lot of the other guys. So, it may be unfair for me to give him a grade, but just based on what I know, and based on other people's opinions about the other draftees, I think Damo had made some comments, and Stretch had made some comments in the draft about they had some good selections. My thing is with that particular team, it's going to be the emotions, right? It's going to be the emotions because I played with Cam, I played with PD. I just want to make sure that the emotions are in check. The emotions, and because again, Stats, when your emotions get involved, you're driven by your emotions, things can implode very, very quickly. Not just on the court, but off the court too as a team. So that's my concern. I'm confident that Julian's gonna reel him in, but just based on the team as a whole, I'm not gonna be too harsh because again, I love Julian. I love Cam. I love all the guys that's on the team that I know. So I can't really give them a true grade, but just based on what I know, I'm gonna give those guys a 90. I'm gonna give them a 90 just based on what I know, and I've seen some of those guys play. So mine's about play and also the emotions of it. So I'm gonna give those guys a 90. I'm gonna give them a 90.
You're gonna give them a 90?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a 90. Again, and in fairness, again, I don't want to sound redundant, but I don't know all the guys there, but just based on what I know in terms of that. And of course I couldn't make the draft because I was out of town, but I'm gonna give those guys a 90.
I think emotions is a key word for them. Now, Julian, I think Julian will be able to keep it all together. I think he'll be able to keep it all together. He's a common presence. They got some talent over there, especially for an expansion team, Mike. The Cam and Super moves will really help. I want Cam just to control his emotions a little bit. He's fiery out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he can really help him. Super's a bouncy athlete who throws his body around out there. They got some size and strength with Lex Alexander. He's a bigger body. He'll help. Vincent Collins kind of stood out. Had the red sweatpants on. He could shoot, so that'll help. Nehemiah's an athlete. He can go. He could play. I don't know much about Kendall King, or Justice Fauntleroy could play too. Like he was getting asked around about at the draft, and we know PD. He gotta control his emotions too. He could play. Like PD can play ball. Like they put this together, man. They can make a run.
They can. I agree.
They got size, and Trevor Brown. I don't know much about him, but he was knocking down shot after shot at the combine. So if he's looking look at Cam, he said he's fat and out of shape. Now they're gonna need you, big dog. But again, I think Julian made shrewd moves because that's who he picked up. He got a chance to pick up two players, and he picked up them two because they can hoop.
Yeah, they can hoop. Yeah, they are bona fide ballers, bro.
And the talent in this league has upgraded a lot. For me, I worry about, other than Brown, where's the shooting coming from? Because Julian has some size, Lex has some size and strength. So you got him for the bigger guys in the league. Super.
I like Lex. Yeah.
But I worry about the shooting with them. And again, that's me not knowing Kendall King. But I'll probably give him an A-. Probably give him an A-.
93, 94.
Yeah, probably not probably 92. And some of that is just,
See, I've been studying the game.
Yeah, some of that is just not me knowing much about Kendall King and how he could help if I knew, the grade could go up or down. Right. Next team, Team Jelly, led by Juju. Go down their roster. Eugene Zastro, that's Jew. Kenyon Hughes, Jacob Powers, Josh Murdoch, Marcus Johnson, Dale Moore, Devin Blackley, Tabo Gate, Ernest Hainsworth, Shamari Wright. Go ahead, Mike.
So again, once again, I like Jew, love Jew, great guy, even better player,
Jew's my guy.
Jew's solid all the way around. I think this year for Jew, I think it's more so Jew wanting to get everybody acclimated. And my thing is that this year, Jew, I think you just need to come on out, come to the coming out party. and I just think Jew needs to go off. I think a lot of it.
Is that Mo right there? Mo, is that you? If that's you, what's up, Mo?
What up, Mo? I think Jew needs to just do his thing. I think Jew is talented. I'm expecting big things from him. And not to say he played bad last year. I just think that it was more so wait and see approach, getting guys involved. But it's no more. The talent, like you say, is here now. The talent is here now. You know. So as far as their draft selection, I love Ernest. I think Ernest is smart. He's real heady. You know, who's the other draft selection they had?
Let me go back to their roster. Dale, Devin, Tabo Gate, and Shamari Wright.
That's Dev, right?
Yeah.
Dev is a high energy guy. He's going to get up and down, and he's going to compete defensively.
Hey, inbox me, Mo.
And then you got Dale, who's a shooter. I love the team. You know, he got some guy that he's familiar with. Drew did. That's also important. Letter grade. I'm gonna give them.
That's why I said inbox me, Mo.
I'm gonna give them a 91. 91, 92. Yeah. Well, I'll give him a 91.
I think I'm there with you. I didn't understand the draft as much at first, but then I talked to him. I talked to him and I understood the vision a little bit. I understood it better. I love the Devin pick.
I do. I love
the Devin pick.
I love that.
Love that. I thought he was gonna be drafted higher, man.
I did too. And he's unafraid. He's fearless. He's unafraid. So
he can go.
Yeah.
Like he can really go. So he's really gonna help them.
Right.
According to Jew, Tabo used to play at Rutgers. You know, but he's a big body. Getting Dale back is very helpful for them. Dale, you my man. We got to get your jumper back, bro.
Yeah.
Like if Dale
can shoot it though. He can shoot it.
He's a shooter.
Yeah, he can shoot it.
I've been in leagues with him on the same team and against him, and it's been games he's hit 7 threes, 8 threes. He has the potential to be the best shooter in there. He hit his jumper come back. That's a game changer for them. Ernest can help them. Midi, you know, he's a smart player, like you said. Yeah. I want him to be a bit more dynamic. Don't be hesitant. True. I don't know much about Marcus or Shamari. Drew says Shamari's for defense. I don't know much about Marcus. I think they're more well-rounded this year, though, Mike. I think they're more well-rounded than last year. They're gonna miss AJ though, but I would give them again. We're aligned. If I hadn't talked to Drew to understand, I would have probably given them a B plus. But because now I understand and he gave me some of the lowdown on their guys, I say A minus, probably 91.
Okay, let's go to the next team. I got 10 minute stats.
Aaron's team Kings, coached by Louis Freeman, Aaron Elder. So they roster Aaron, DJ, Dante, Johnson, Ron Davis, Rico Walters, Jose Rogers, John Newman, Cameron Rigsby, Derek Lamar, Gerard Ellis.
Okay, so picking up Rico elevates your draft grade. You know, elevates your draft grade. You got Ellis, who's another dynamic shooter. Ellis, when he's on the court, defensively, he's going to compete defensively. Not the best defender, but to me, he's one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter in the league. Ellis, he's a flat out knockdown shooter, and I dare to challenge anyone who thinks different about Ellis and the way he shoots the ball. Either him and Rico, they're probably, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're probably going to be the best shooting team just from them two guys, right? Dante is my dark horse MVP. I think he's going to have I think he's going to have a really, really good season. But one thing that you told me, Stats, is that you said, hey, you know, we were talking in the draft about that particular team. Talent-wise, the talent, if you just name the players, it's 99. I mean, they got some talent with DJing on them. But we're just talking about merely draft. Just drafting, right? I love the Rico pickup. I love the Cam pickup because Cam was there last year. based on the draft. And then they got Ellis and another shooter. Because what you said last year, what did the Kings need? They needed shooting. You said that. They have upgraded their shooting. If I got to give them a draft grade, we ain't talking about the team because later on we're gonna give the predictions and stuff like this. It's not a prediction. This is draft grade based on what they needed from last year. They did very, 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 very well. My size is a concern for me, even though they got some bruises in Jose and Newman. They're not 6'6", they're not 6'7", right? I love the addition of Jose. Draft grade, and we may differ on this. I'm going just based on what they need. I'm going 97 draft grade.
I'm a little lower. I'm a little lower on them than you are. And I'm gonna say that because, and if you had to get off, Mike, I would be able to finish.
I want to get to elite really quick.
Oh, you want to get to elite really quick? Okay. I'll stay on and get my thoughts. So let me hurry up and do this.
Okay, I appreciate that, man.
We can do elite after this then, since that we could do that. My concerns, Rico, that's family, arguably the best shooter in the draft. He's gonna help them a lot. I love the Cam pickup. I love them getting Cam back. He can play. You know, me and him was talking trash because he had his best game against us last year, so he can play. I know Ellis can shoot, Mike. I just wonder what else is he going to be able to do on that bigger court.
Defensively is going to be a concern.
I worry about that for him. I don't know. I don't know much about Derek Lamar. Jaze's going to help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had Damo and then they traded Damo for Jaze. So I don't personally know about that. That's that, you know, Jaze's gonna help them. And again, I worry about how they're gonna fit Aaron, DJ, Dante. I think the ball should be in Dante's hands, Mike. And they find a way to kind of spread it throughout. They got New back, so that's some size and rebounding for them and some outside shooting. Draft grade, I'll probably give it a B+. I need to see how it coalesces. They got some of the size back, which is good, and they got some shooting. Okay. I worry about Ellis because I worry about.
I just think based on what they needed, what we talked about last year, shooting. I think they exceeded that. I think got two of the best shooters in the league. I think they exceeded that. We're talking about draft, not team. We're not talking about fit. Now, your point would be valid and have some weight to it if we're talking about team success and how that's going to fit, right? So then I will have some concerns with Kings versus the bigger teams like Bloodline and Juice Team because they're a little bit bigger. But let's go to
they're the dream team now. Meech's gonna kill you if you keep calling them that.
Oh, the dream team. My bad. The dream team. Okay.
And we're coming back to Mamba mentality. We just gonna get the team elite before
because they're the champions. I want to. We didn't give them their just due last year.
Before Mike gets off, they're the champions last. They're the champions last year. I still hate each and every one of them. Here's their team, coached by Latasia Robinson. D Knight's their captain, and here's their team: David Knight, Barry Gardner, Lou Radford, Justin Ned, Maurice Robinson, Dontrell Jones, Antoine Barner, that's Rory, Dominique Carter, Matthew Williams, and Travis Robinson. Go ahead, Mike, give your thoughts real quick.
Listen, man, when you're out of town and you're traveling the world or doing what you're doing with your kids and you're able to assemble a team like this, excellent job by D Knight because, again, no draft picks. You got the number one player from last year who actually came on really, really well late in the season for Team Sky. To me, is probably the best defender in the league, or probably second because it's Ned. It's Ned. To me, it's Ned, right? In terms of just on ball, you got Ned and you got Damo. I think based on how Knight's going to use Damo, and then you got Trail. So underrated, hard nosed, lunch pill type of guy. Gonna bring it every single night. So I just don't know how D Knight pulled that off, but whatever he did, he did. I think the old saying, you don't rebuild, you reload, and they reloaded. They got two of the most quality guys in the league that's going to help them. Now, one would say you could plug anybody into elite and they'll win. And that might be true. But you got a defender in Damo, you got a defender in Trail. I mean, what do you say to that? Say what you want to say about Damo, say what you want to say about Trail, but you put them on Team Elite. We're giving them a draft grade. I know it was a trade. I'm going 100 because again, I don't know how you give Trail up. I just don't know how you do it. I do not know how you give Trail up. I don't know why you do it. I don't care why you do it. You shouldn't have done it. You give him up. It's 100. It's 100 for me. It just is.
You about to get off?
Yeah, but go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. They didn't have any draft picks, and the come out with Damo and Trail was nothing short of spectacular for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damo's one of the best players, one of the best defenders in the league. Trail is a do everything guy, very physical at the wing position. In addition to what they already had, I think those guys will fit seamlessly, and I think that Coach Tay is going to make sure that they do fit seamlessly. You got the best big 3-4 with the defensive player of the year in the league, and you add 2 high quality players to this team. The draft grade for me, I'm not gonna give 100, but they definitely get an A. They definitely get an A.
I just don't know.
They probably get my highest grade. I don't know. Probably if I had to give a grade, probably 96. You get 2 quality players with no draft picks.
There's literally no slippage in their team. I think they may miss Jaze's rebounding and what Jaze gave for his limited role that he was there. I mean that's fair, but I think Lou is more. If Lou play all his games, he's going to make up for that. Lou's going to make up for the time that
I agree.
He's going to make up for that. So
I agree. Jaze definitely helped them though. He for
sure
absolutely, and he hit the first and only game winner in Brotherhood Hoop League history.
Yeah.
So they'll miss him. But you got the best big in the league in Lou. You got Barry. I don't know if we're considering him a big or a wing.
He's really versatile. He could shoot. Three-level scorer.
So, he's one of the best players in the league. You got Knight filling in the gaps, and you got the defensive player of the year. So,
all right, man. I'm about to go.
Right.
Got to get off, man. So, good stuff, bro. And we're gonna get into a little bit more predictions, I guess, later on in the week or probably next show coming up. So.
Don't get no call, no shows, man, please.
All right, brother. Good show, man. All right.
Yeah. And the last team, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it out myself. But yeah, Team Elite, man, I think they did an excellent job of acquiring players with no draft picks. So again, they get a 96 from me, the highest grade that I've given today. Mamba Mentality is the last team. Coached by Ken Evans. The captain is Booty. And here's their roster. Booty, X, Pollard, Trigg, Donnell Staten, Denari Hairston, Tyreek Ward, Marcus Baxter, BJ Burton, and Richard Anthony. As far as their draft, obviously BJ Burton, that's family. He's going to be able to help them. He helped Team Sky last year. I've heard very good things about Marcus Baxter and Tyreek Ward. I heard they can both go. They're good players. They got some size too. Tyreek is 6'5", Marcus is 6'5". That's really, really gonna help them. Then they're one of the bigger teams if you think about it. They brought Denari back. He was big for them last year. He brings a physicality. He's one of the strongest players in the league. He's a great rebounder, quality defensive player. I don't know much about Donnell Staten, so please forgive me for that, or Richard Anthony. So if anybody has any thoughts on them, you can put them in the comments. But I really think along with their 4, they're going to miss John, one of the best players. But, you got guys stepping in. Obviously, you got Trigg, you got Booty. X is one of the best bigs in the league. And you got the 6th man of the year in Pollard. For me, they get a good grade. For me, they probably get an A- or an A. Just filling in around their guys, man. And I think they'll miss Dave's coaching a little bit. But you still got the veteran leaders on that team from last year that I think will just, be able to carry it forward. So for me, they get an A. That's the last team that we had. Thank y'all again to everybody who's on the team, everybody who's participating. If the captains are still here watching, y'all go look at the captains chat. I just put something in there for y'all. Payment is due by Friday, the 15th, or whatever day the 15th is. I don't have my calendar in front of me. We still got some news coming, so y'all be on the lookout for that. And thank y'all for watching. This is Statman AJT on behalf of Mike, Stretch, and Damo. We're the Number Streets Podcast. I'm out.